I'm really delighted to bring Jeppe Johansen, if I'm pronouncing that right. Hopefully he will correct me here, but really excited for him. Hey, I got a thumbs up to talk about that. So in this session, we're talking about the data platform team at Unity, building Huron, a stream and batch processing platform built on Apache Flink and Apache Pymon. I hadn't heard of Pymon. Flink I've heard about before. So I'm really looking forward to your talk, and nice to meet you. So without further ado, I'm going to turn things over to you, Jeppe.
Thank you so much, Steve. Yeah, no, Pymon is in an open table format. Go look it up. It's quite cool. It's built for real-time streaming pipelines. So as Steve said, I'm Jeppe Johansen. I lead the data platform team at Unity, and we build the platform that every single ads product runs on. And as Steve said and alluded to, it's built on Apache Flink and Apache Pymon. And today I want to show you how we use Collate MCP to power two high-stakes workflows. The first is a compliance review, which we have already shipped, and the second one is incident triage, which we are building next. And both of them, they run through DAX, which is our team Slack bot. At Unity, a lot of things happen via Slack, and this felt like a natural interface. And here's the thesis just up front. When you treat your catalog as infrastructure instead of documentation, the Collate MCP really is the unlock that makes that real. So just a quick scene set. As Steve said, I'm a senior manager at Unity, and my team is 8 engineers working on data platform across 3 time zones. And we own the platform that every single ads data product runs on. And the scale really matters here because it's the surface area that we have to keep accurate and compliant. So we have 23 billion ad impressions a month, and 165 million people see a Unity ad every single day. We have 2.5 billion players in games made with Unity, or rather that contains Unity ads, and 235 million app installs a month. And that's really what's behind the platform. So now let me show you the demo. So here's the whole thing in a screenshot. And sorry about all of the masked field names and such. Legal required it. But someone opens up Slack and pastes a request. And the request is, please review the L1 pipeline for compliance and quality. So a quick translation here, L1 is our enriched compliance check data layer. It's the data layer that consumers really rely on. So this review is really the gate in front of money and personal data. And DAX answers not with a link and not with a, I'll get back to you, but with a verdict right there and then. The schema is checked, PII tagging is checked, glossary coverage is checked, descriptions on columns are checked, and all of it is pulled live from our data catalog through the Collate MCP and then posted directly back into the same thread. And I'm not going to explain how it works just yet, but I just want you to sit with with what that experience is. Like, you ask for a compliance review in Slack, and then a few minutes later, you simply have one. So this is DAX, and DAX is our data platform teammate, and DAX is a Slack bot, and it's using or leveraging a skill-based architecture. It's a bit more than that. It's not just skills. It's more like a workflow composed of skills and eval gates between each skill. But each skill is a self-contained capability, a prompt, a set of tools, and a job to do. And right now we have 12 skills, and every single cycle we ship more. And today I'm only going to talk about 2 of them: the compliance review, which you already saw, and then the incident triage, which is the next one that we are building. So first I'll zoom into the delivered skill and tell you a bit about what it actually does, and then I'll show you where the same pattern goes from here. So what DAX just did, let's unpack what happened in that one round trip. DAX fetched 3 classes of facts from the catalog live and turned them into a verdict. First, it fetched schema rules. DAX pulled the table schema through the Collate MCP and checked it against our conventions, naming, types, required fields, and the one with teeth, PII tagging. Every single column that carries personal data has to be tagged as such, and DAX checks every single one. Second, the glossary cross-reference. DAX asks the catalog which business glossary terms are mapped to this table and its columns. And if a column is carrying revenue data, for example, and it isn't mapped to a revenue term, that's a gap and it gets reported. And third, description quality. Every single table and column description gets graded. Not just does one exist, but is it actually useful? A description that says like the ID column, it doesn't get a pass and it's flagged. And then the verdict gets posted right back into the Slack thread. No UI hub, no dashboard, no ticket. And the part that I want you to notice here is that DAX owns none of this data. The catalog does. DAX just calls the catalog, and that's the whole architecture. So why did we build this? That's because the stakes are real and the old process really didn't scale. The stakes first. So a missed compliance review on ads data isn't a paperwork problem. It's billing accuracy problems. It's like a PII tagging problems. Those are two things that you really cannot get wrong at this scale. And since we are 8 engineers across 3 time zones, we cannot catch every single gap by hand. And the old process was a one-on-one DM or a 10-comment PR thread. The math doesn't really work, and the bottleneck is kind of the reviewer of the week, one engineer in one time zone, and the async drag is brutal. Like a review thread spanning Copenhagen and Montreal and San Francisco takes days just on like the time zone round trips, and the mandate is really only growing. 100% of Unity Ads data products or producers, they have to route through data platform by the end of year. So the review load only really goes up. And the answer was not really, or it never really was more reviewers. The answer was like move the gate to where the work lives. And for us at Unity, that's Slack, and DAX is how we did that. So the bet underneath all of this is that documentation lives in a UI and infrastructure lives behind an API. And for years, our catalog was something that infrastructure people read, and well, they were supposed to read it. And the Collate MCP kind of turned it into something that a bot can call, like glossary, schema, lineage. All of it became queryable at the exact moment a decision gets made, at the moment of truth. And the reframe is actually, that's the actual unlock. Everything else in this talk is just downstream of that one idea, really. So the results, like billing, accuracy, and PII compliance protected at the gate. All pipelines reviewed, like on demand from Slack, every L1 pipeline producer across every single time zone. A high amount of reviews now surface at least one or more issues, like schema gaps, PII tagging gaps, and glossary misalignment between different tables, weak descriptions. And it's not really a sign that our engineers are sloppy by any mean. It's more a sign that like the gate is catching what humans kind of have a tendency to just skim past. And the time to verdict, which is about 7 minutes now, like the reviewer of the week rotation is gone, and all of these multi-day PR back and forth, they are also gone. You ask in a thread, and then you get a verdict in the same thread 7 minutes after. And one of the examples that really stuck with me was that like a team was shipping a pipeline to L1, and one of the columns carried a user identifier that hadn't been tagged as PII. A human reviewer, like skimming 40 columns, would likely have missed it, but DAX flags it in the review, and the producer then goes and fixes the tagging before the pipeline is shipped, and the data is landed in L1 compliant on day 1. And that's exactly what the gate is doing, and it's exactly what the gate is there for. So same DAX, but new skill. Like the scenario here, like a data pipeline incident gets opened. Right now, the first 20 minutes, 25 minutes of that incident just goes to archaeology. What feeds this table, who consumes it, where's the pipeline definition. You're grabbing configs, you're like pinging people across time zones while the clock just runs and the company is losing money because we're not showing ads. So the next skill works like this. When an incident channel is open, DAX joins it and posts 3 things. Like the upstream producers feeding the affected table, and the downstream consumers that are about to feel it, and direct links to the payment table and to the pipeline definition, and all of the important things that you need to know in an incident scenario. Like all of a sudden, blast radius kind of becomes a query and not a search through documents and repos. And that's the line. And I'll be honest about what makes it possible. And it's like lineage coverage. It has to be real. And this works because every new data product going through the data platform has full lineage in the catalog. Like that, this wasn't a side benefit that we kind of locked into. Like it was the prerequisite for all of the things that we built. And notice what's also happening architecturally now. Like it's the same MCP, it's the same catalog, but it's a different question. Like the compliance skill asks the catalog, can this ship? And the triage skill basically just says or answers the question, like how bad is it? And it's one source of truth answering both of the like highest stake questions that we have and that we have to answer as a data platform. So where does this go next? Like I won't read this grid for you, but I'll look at the columns instead. Like the now column is catalog backed skills running in production today. And next is what we're actively building, including the incident triage that I just explained. And later is the queue, a compliance gate that runs automatically on pull requests, where the teams actually define their pipelines, and guided producer onboarding, access reviews, and even deprecation driven from directly from the catalog. And the point of this slide isn't any of the individual cells, it's the pattern. Like once your metadata is callable, every catalog shaped question can just become a DAX skill or a question that you can answer through this. And compliance and incidents, they are just the first two that we tackled, and each new skill compounds on the same catalog. And that's really the investment thesis. So catalog as infrastructure is a claim, and the proof is what we now route through it. And it's compliance verdicts, incident blast radius, next PR gates, onboarding, and deprecation. So treat your catalog as infrastructure and route all of the consequential decisions through it. It really, really is quite nice.
That was fascinating, Jeppe. Thank you so much. I'm just curious, in those incident issues that you see come up with DAX now, you talked about some of the automation and just being able to pull information as needed through the APIs or MCP. Like, what does that mean from a timing perspective? If something hits at like 2 a.m., how much time is saved? Like, do people not have to respond as quickly, or how does that work?
So what actually is the biggest value add here is not the time that we get to not spend looking up things we already know. It's getting the data in the hands of the people that don't necessarily know where to look and are not used to handling like cases or incidents such as this. And for them and for those scenarios, it's really, really gold. Like it's the ability or the benefit of just having all of this information, downstream consumers, not just direct consumers of a given table, but like all the way down into like consumer facing products. It's really, really something. And having that like readily available whenever an incident is open for a pipeline, it just really is something that like you can only really dream about. Like I cannot express how valuable it actually is, because in a big company with like thousands of data pipelines, blast radius is so hard, and it's so hard to pin down who to talk to, who to reach out to, and
I love the automation through your Slack bot. And DAX is a cool name. So thanks for walking us through that, and thanks for joining and sharing your energy and what you built with the rest of the community. Really appreciate it, Jeppe.
Of course. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night. Thank you. All right. So that was awesome. So